I did a session called Catching the Hard to Catch Horse at the Minnesota Horse Expo last weekend. The horse I used was a horse that was already there on the fairgrounds for maybe a breed demonstration or something or other, but he was not very old. He's about 10 months old. He was a quarter Frisian, quarter saddlebred, and half Appaloosa. They said he's always hard to catch, and they also said in the stalls if they take another horse away, he will climb the wall. So he probably has some separation anxiety too. And when we first brought him into the arena and turned him loose, there was a door on one side that was kind of had an open bit there, that there were horses in that barn, and he would go over and he'd run around and then go over and hang out, stick his head out over that fence. And he was, not really interested in people. And the whole session that I did was called Catching the Hard to Catch Horse. But at no point in time did I try to catch him. So it was a 2-hour session. And, I really did two things to him. There's an exercise that I do called Creating Connection Through Change in Focus. And, it starts out, you turn them loose. Usually they're running around. Eventually they get to where they'll walk up to you, and eventually they get to where they'll follow you around. But at no point in time am I trying to catch the horse, and point in time am I trying to pressure the horse into coming near me. I'm not putting pressure on them when they're away from me and taking it off when they come near me. I'm doing two things, and one of them is I'm trying to attract their attention. And, in 800 BC, a Chinese philosopher named Lao Tzu said, if you're depressed, you're living in the past. If you're anxious, you're living in the future. And if you're peaceful, you're in the present. And when he would be over at that door looking out through that gate, he was in the future, like, I wish I could be over there in a minute, sort of thing. And all I do in that exercise is I do two things. I try to redirect their attention back into the arena and communicate my awareness of their attention changing. And that's really all I do. And it was interesting, it took about an hour and 15 minutes before he settled down and actually didn't run around anymore and didn't hang over that gate. And what he started to do, he started doing what we call a seeking response, which is horses, they start looking around, they're sniffing the ground, checking things out. So for the first hour and a quarter, he didn't really check out anything in the arena. The only thing he was focused on was that gate. And about an hour and 15 minutes in, he noticed the crowd, and he'd go over and have a look at them. And then he could turn around and actually look back at the gate that he'd been hanging out at, but not feel the need to run over there. He felt a lot more confident within himself and confident in that area. And there's only, I'm only trying to get him to do two things. I'm trying to get him to feel confident in the area, and I'm trying to get them to feel confidence in me because of my awareness. And so about, an hour and 15 minutes before he started seeking behavior, probably an hour and maybe 25 minutes, probably 10 minutes later, he walked straight up to me, just wandered straight up, said hi. And then probably 5 or 10 minutes after that, he was following me around. And that's how a lot of training goes, is it seems like you're not getting anywhere for a long time, but if you can just keep, for me, communicating your awareness to their awareness, it adds up. And it was in the airport Monday morning, coming home when I was in St. Paul Airport, and I saw a little meme on Facebook, and it was a picture of these four guys, and they're obviously got to move this big stone block somewhere. They're going to move it. And four of the guys are back there really pushing on their blocks, and one guy is much further ahead of him, and he's rolling his block, but back where he started from is all these chips on the ground. So obviously he spent a long time carving his rock into a ball, and now he's just rolling it, and he's way ahead of everybody else. And that, to me, that's what that first hour and 15 minutes was I wasn't trying to get the ball rolling. I was trying to chip off all the edges so it could roll. And, that exercise, I don't need to show you the exercise. I've posted it on social media a lot and posted it on YouTube. There's a number of examples of it on there. I usually do it at horse expos, and it's in my online video library. It's the first exercise I do with any horse, is get that good so that they can lead before you even got a halter on them. They just want to follow you around. Anyway, the point I wanted to make was, some people probably left after about an hour and 15 minutes, maybe after an hour, like, this guy's an idiot, he's not getting anywhere. So if you saw the first hour, you'd think I was useless. If you saw the last 10 minutes, you'd think, or if you saw the first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes, you'd think I did a lot of work. But if you saw the whole thing, you'd see that there was an hour and 15 minutes of not much happening. And then after that, like I said, he walked up to me, then he started following me around. Here's a little video of what he was like when he first started following me around. So now we're going here. So if I go up to my left, does she come over here? Yes, very good. If I stop, does she stop? Hello, sweetness, how are you? Say hello to the peoples on YouTube. There they are. Very good. Now if I go over to my right here, does she come with me? By the way, there's no lead rope on. The lead rope's in my hand. You can't see the halter there. She's going to lead it. Now I'm matching steps with her because she's starting to leave me. Okay? You guys can't see it. This is leaving me. So I'm matching steps with her. Right here. Still matching steps with her. Still matching steps with her. I'm not really matching steps with her. Oh, now we're going to have an itch. Apparently she's stiff on the right, they say. So we're wandering over here. So I'm going with her now. I'm still not matching step. There we go. So I'm going with her. You heard that baby cry? Yeah. Now I might just step over here and see what happens. And she comes with me. Very good. So now she's now she's not coming with me. So I've got to wait. What's she going to do here? So I'm going to step over here and see if her thoughts come with me. Not yet. Not yet. I'm going to step over here. There she comes. And now I've got her back again. Very good. Very good girl.